Welcome to the CyborgVlog. We're here at Yellowstone National Park in front of the Old Faithful Snow Lodge where we're staying tonight. Let me show you around a little bit. We got the Old Faithful Visitor Center here in the background, and Old Faithful guys are just behind that. And we've had a good time out here so far. We had some snow, so the Snow Lodge really lived up to its name our first night here. Wow, this is crazy. We're at Old Faithful in the snow in June. There's Old Faithful right over there. Next eruption's in about an hour. But wow. We were out watching Old Faithful erupt in a snow blizzard, so it kind of whited out everything. But we're having a good time. Today we're gonna be on our own, driving around. Yesterday we did do a Xanterra tour, and our tour guide Micah was excellent. It was the Ring of Fire tour by Xanterra, and we would get out at some of the more popular places and take a look, and the tour guide would actually come out and talk about the thermal features, talk about the geology. So I would actually highly recommend that tour if you get a chance. I'm also going to be doing a few reviews of some restaurants here and take a quick look at them, and also some of the thermal features that we see. So overall, it's been a good trip so far. We're about halfway done with our trip. We're pretty exhausted. Been staying up late. Tried to do some stargazing last night, but a lot of the stars don't come out until about 11 o'clock because they're so far north in latitude. And here's the Old Faithful Inn, the historic Old Faithful Inn. We had breakfast there yesterday. Very beautiful. And I welcome you along on our journeys today, and I'll continue this update as we go on more adventures here. Wow, would you look at that Firehole River Falls. It's our first stop in Yellowstone. We're here at the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, Artist Point. Me and a couple hundred friends. Where? As with any wildlife spotting, the chances tend to be better early in the morning or at dusk. There's so many. Oh wow. We're at Old Faithful. Oh my gosh. Yes. We're on the good side. Steam clouds going towards the observation points over there.
Oh my gosh, my camera just died.
Man, I can't even get the whole thing in the picture.
Dad,
man. I wonder if all that water is going to run down over here.
what if it
This is Old Faithful on June 9th.
did? Amazingness.
About 9 o'clock. Just after sunrise. I'm out venturing for food here at Yellowstone at the Old Faithful area. There's our hotel, the Snow Lodge. First I'm going to head over to Old Faithful Inn here. They have a quick service restaurant, a deli, that has some pretty good breakfast sandwiches, and with any luck they're open already. And then I'm going to go down the way to the lodge and try to get some breakfast burritos for the other half of my group that wants those. And I need to be back here at 8 o'clock to try to do the Junior Ranger with my daughter. Junior Scientist, where you can check out a backpack and they give you some kind of scientific equipment to go out and do some tests around the geyser basin. And then you bring it back in, you get your junior scientist badge. And then later this afternoon, we're gonna finish up the junior ranger book, so she can get her junior ranger patch, which here at Yellowstone's actually pretty nice. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Well, I'm back at Grand Prismatic Spring a couple days later in the afternoon to see if the steam's any better, so we can see the spring without it being concealed by the steam so much. So we'll go up there and take a look.
They're not related to antelope. They're their own animal, and they're actually the last pronghorn, and you may see some out here. They're the last of their genus family. There used to be about 8 members back in prehistoric days, but all 7 of the other...
Well, we just got done with 4 nights, 3 days at Yellowstone. Overall, it was a great trip. We drove in the first day. We flew in, we drove into the park, and it was snowing. We got to watch Old Faithful that first night in a blizzard, which, as you can imagine, the steam and snow kind of whited out everything. We couldn't tell what was going on very much. But that was still fun to see Yellowstone and the Old Faithful area in the snow. The next morning we took a Circle of Fire tour put on by Xanterra, and that tour was good. It was kind of cold in the morning. The bus was a little cold, but they finally got the heater working, and we did the lower loop. And at some of the major attractions, the tour guide actually got out, and he gave a little narration about what was going on, gave us some info, and I would recommend that trip. It took all day to do the lower loop. The second day we did on our own. We drove up to Mammoth and Roosevelt area. We went out to the Lamar Valley on our own, where we saw a bear, which was kind of cool. And also from the Roosevelt Lodge, we did the cookout in the evening, and that was pretty fun, and I'll put together another video. We actually had to chase some bison off the trail with the horse covered wagon that we were riding, which was pretty fun. My daughter liked that. And let's see, the final day we're supposed to go on a scenic cruise put on by Xanterra on Lake Yellowstone, but that didn't work out because the boat was broken. The bad part about that was we weren't notified until we actually drove all the way over to the event. It was about an hour and 20 minutes from our hotel, so I was a little miffed at that. But overall, it was a good trip. We capped it off last night with dinner at the Old Faithful Inn, which is the old historic dining room, and now we're back at the Yellowstone Airport in Montana waiting to take off, and it's a beautiful day. We showed up and we needed our winter gear, and now we're in t-shirt weather. So when you come out to Yellowstone, you kind of have to be prepared for anything.
Subscribe now. Resistance is futile.